Good day, good morning, good evening. Welcome to another session of the Business Renovator. I'm Phil Jilks, or AKA Coach Phil. My information is right up above my right shoulder. Phil at coachphil.ca is my email address if you want to shoot me off a question, a nugget that you've got, a challenge that you're facing in and around business. If I have the answer, we can share it on the next another Business Renovator. And if I don't have the answer, then we can find somebody to come and address you with the answer. Hey, good morning to Randy, and good morning to Kellen. Hope you're having a wonderful, motivated Monday. To start off, I would like to honor my good buddy, Brian Monahan. And he's the author of Customer Delight. And what I would like to do is take one of his chosen quotes for the day and then tell you what his take is on that. So let's start off with customer, a person who indirectly pays for all of your vacations, hobbies, and golf games and gives you the opportunity to better yourself. Author unknown. Brian's take on that. Funny, the same could be said for your boss, or could your customer and the boss be one and the same? I think this is about perspective. When you see your customers in the right light, it's much easier to stay focused on creating delight. Another great novel idea from Customer Delight 365. You can pick your copy up from Amazon. So if this resonates with you, go get a copy. Support my buddy, Brian Monahan, a hell of a nice guy and pretty smart. So today, good morning, Tim Lord. Good to see you, buddy. Today, I wanted to talk about something that we all have in our in here. It's called your reticular activating system, or R.A.S, as some people would talk about it. It's kind of like having your own GPS in your mind, and how you set it is by setting goals. And what the heck is it? It is. And that, like, let me actually read the description here for you. Kellen and Tim, good morning. Look at that. Randy's doing my work for me. That's my partner. He's got my back. So the reticular activating system, according to an online definition, is a network of neurons located in the brainstem that project anteriorly to the hypothalamus to mediate behavior, as well as both posteriorly to the thalamus and directly to the cortex for the activation of awake desynchronized cortical EEG patterns. Whew. That is a mouthful, but guess what, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to worry about all that stuff. But what if you were to think about your reticular activating system as a net-like group of neurons that forms a net, like a fishing net or a screen in your windows or any other kind of grid. And the idea that your screen provides, the concept behind that in terms of the reticular activating system, or R.A.S, is that once you set a goal, you set your intention, you raise your level of awareness to the possibilities and the solutions to your problem, your challenge, your goal, how to get there. So the reticular activating system's job is to let things in that are important to you and keep things out that aren't. So by setting a goal, you're setting up the net to capture the opportunities to support you on your journey. So using the window example, the window with a screen on it, if you open up the window, it allows the fresh air in, the bad air out, keeps the flies on the outside, unless they got on the inside, then it keeps them on the inside. But assuming there's no flies in your house, the screen will allow the air to get in and keep the flies and mosquitoes and things you don't want to come in to stay out there. Well, our mind works the same way. So this week, for a couple of these Business Renovator morning conversations, I'm going to talk about it and share some information with the reticular activating system and how it does show up in your life. One of the ways it's shown up for me And often when I'm facilitating a course or working with a coaching client, I introduce this concept because it's so freaking powerful. It happens automatically whether you know what it is or not. So what I'm doing is heightening your awareness as to how this crazy thing works. Have you ever bought a new car, a newer car than what you had before, car or truck? Anybody here watching, have you ever bought a newer car? Hi, Brian Monahan. You just missed your book. It was a great quote today. You'll have to watch the replay. So has anybody watching this ever bought a new car? Doesn't have to be brand new. And if you have, what I'd like you to think about, it's not so much the car itself, because you bought a new car or got an upgraded car, and there's some features and benefits on it that you like. That's why you bought the car, to upgrade from where you were. From your bicycle maybe, or from an older car. What I want you to focus on, though, is when you're driving around in your nice new improved car, and look at this. Yes, I have a new car in my driveway with limited miles. That's cool. So Brian, what I'm going to ask of you is think about that new car. What have you noticed? Not about what it's done for you in terms of the extra value and the delight you've got from it, but if you've driven it around, what have you noticed outside of the car itself? Bruce, too funny. You know what? I don't have a doctorate. I could accept Coach Phil. That'd be cool, but I'm not a doctor of sales. I'm not a doctor of anything. Anyway, I like that, Bruce. Think about this new car that you've got, and you look outside as you're driving around. What do you notice? I'll tell you what I noticed. Maybe you notice the same thing. That how come there's so many people have the same great idea to buy the same kind of car that you bought? Has that ever happened to anybody on here other than myself? Yes, Eric. Eric got the right answer. You see that new car everywhere. Isn't that amazing? What happened? Well, what happened was your reticular activating system had a heightened awareness to pick up on all those sort of things, because that's something that's in your realm of interest and focus. So just imagine this, that you decided that you wanted to achieve something, meet somebody, increase your sales success, grow a business, anything. What if you were to set a goal with clarity and emotion? What do you think would happen? Well, what I think would happen was you would have the same kind of experience as you just saw here. Eric talked about, you see the new car everywhere. That's your reticular activating system being aware of everything that's relevant to that car, that image that you have. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to read a little bit of something that I think is pretty cool. Oh yeah, sure. Hang on. There it is. So I'm borrowing this from somebody else's writing, because he wrote it really well, and he was influenced by the same individual that I have. I've known about the reticular activating system for a long time, and I did read earlier the scientific explanation as to what it is. And as you listen to me stumble through some of the words like hypothalamus to mediate behavior, or the posteriorly to the thalamus, I could learn how to use those words or say those words properly, or I could just understand in simple, plain English, a reticular activating system is there to help us. Oh, that's leverage. That's what they do in the internet. Yes, that's right. They put a pixel on it. Absolutely. So our brain kind of works the same sort of way. Let me read this. The miraculous R.A.S. and achieving more success. The miraculous R.A.S. and achieving more success. I said that twice for a reason. If you do nothing else but read this section of this particular piece that I'm reading, you'll have done much to improve your understanding and ability to achieve greater success in your life. You simply must read about the R.A.S. When I first learned about the R.A.S., I was simply amazed, as I was too. It certainly changed my life for the better. I would certainly like to fully acknowledge and credit the same person, Lou Tice, the president and founder of the Pacific Institute, for first making me aware of this in a book that he's written, A Better World, A Better You. The workings of the R.A.S. What I learned and what I have subsequently applied and proven in my life is that there is a part of the brain called the reticular activating system. It is a sort of filter, a very special filter, and what it does is filter out and present to you things that are important and valuable, especially if they are important and very valuable to you. So I'm going to leave the reading part of that to there. So the rest of this week, what I'm going to do is pop in with ideas and tips and tricks of how you could leverage your own R.A.S. And maybe you can think about it when you come on a subsequent show. Maybe some of the things that you've done where you've identified where your reticular activating system was helping and serving you, or bringing things to you, or keeping you away from things. What's this that Brian says? He says they actually recommend that when you talk to your child with ADHD to fill up most of their visual space. This will allow them to less. That's a really good idea. I hadn't heard that before. Look at what you learned from the people that pop in. Thanks for that, Brian. Appreciate it. So that's my ditty for today. Stay tuned for the rest of the week. You'll hear more information on the reticular activating system, how it shows up, how you can leverage it, and use it to help you get to where you want to get to quicker than you probably ever thought possible. Thanks to my friends for popping in. I wish you a very successful day. Later.